Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, with me Shail Bhatnagar, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the day straight. Well, it still is about 120 point lower for the Nifty. It's panned out for the index level, at least a down kind of a day. 25,159 currently on the Nifty. The sectors that have still managed to pull up from the low points of the day are FMCG, Pharma, realty space, as well as some of the media stocks. But the India VIX levels are still elevated at 14.5 odd levels, 4.6% higher in trade. IT, PSU banks, metals and autos are dragging the most as of now. We do see some of the OMCs, paint-related stocks, FMCG, cement-related stocks buzzing up in trade, but that's about it. Most of the stocks and some of the stocks within the defense pack also gaining ground, but large part of the market is still sluggish with the lack of support from the global cues that we've been getting and a weaker handover from across the globe that we saw right in the morning, and that sentiment has continued to be there till the last hour of trade. Good afternoon, all the viewers, and good afternoon, Shail.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a gap down for no fault of the market, simply because cues were sort of, decided by Wall Street overnight. There was a massive sell-off there, and we opened down. But Sakshi, what's really, really interesting is that what happened from after that gap down. So the lowest that we've touched is 25,083, which also happens to be the 10-day exponential moving average. And from that point onwards, we've had a decent bout of support coming in. The high for the day, which was about half an hour ago, 1 hour ago, was 25,200, and we are just seeing a very nice, quiet bounce from the day's low. Also creating some sort of selling pressure was the Bank Nifty because of its weekly expiry. But even here, you've seen the Bank Nifty hit a low of 51,266, which actually is the weekly pivot level on the index. And from then on, there was a very nice bounce back. The counter now at 51,405. The high is 51,500, from where a very, very strong option selling has come in, because that's the place where a lot of option related selling came in. What's buzzing? Well, both you and I had pointed out defense yesterday, and that theme is resonating across the board. The two top traded counters on the NSE are Mazgaon Dock, 5.7% higher. 3,000 crores of Mazgaon Dock has been traded for a second day in a row, and we still have 1 hour left. This is the tailwind that has come in from the government. A bulk purchase order of 1.45 lakh crores for 7 frigates, aircraft, radars, tanks, and many much more defense equipment has sort of lit the fire beneath what has been a sell-off over the last 3-4 months. And you have VEML 6% higher, Cochin Shipyard 2% higher, Garden Reach 2% higher, half a percentage point gain in BDL and HAL, and of course BEL is a third of a percent higher. So across the board, you see fairly decent bouts of buying happening. And amongst the top gainers, Sakshi, you have some unusual names that we generally don't discuss. Remember PNB Housing, till about 3 weeks ago, they had a huge block deal in which General Atlantic Partners had sold off its remainder of a stake. I think it was between 4 and 5%. Now this counter is at a record high, 6% higher, 1,063. There is a demerged business of Piramal Enterprises Limited, the NBCC, the NBFC, whose pharma division, Piramal Pharma Limited, is almost 10% higher at 211.90. And of course, who can forget the fabulous rally that we've seen on HPCL, BPCL and IOC. Remember, these were stocks that we had discussed before markets open, and they've worked fabulously well. Sakshi, this is what we have, a very, very quiet Nifty trying to recoup all its losses that it has made because of no fault of his, and doing pretty well. Market is defensive. Nifty FMCG index is up 0.5%. ITC, Hindustan Unilever providing support, and out of the 19 indices that we track, Sakshi, 16 are in the red. The top loser is the PSU banking index and the IT index. I won't be too worried. Sakshi.
Okay, at this point, let's welcome on board Mr. Rudra, the research head at Pachana Investments, to join in with his take on the markets with us. Rudra, warm welcome, good afternoon, and thank you so much for taking the time out. I think we are going to be passing on the difficult question to you for our viewers to really know. What is it that you expect of the markets after this blip that we have seen? Is it going to be just a blip, or will this be an elongated pause in the markets after that 14 days of a stellar move that we've seen on the Nifty?
Sakshi, good afternoon. Thanks for having me in the show. See, first of all, we have to understand Nifty is now not at 24,100, where I was there in your show telling that this is the time to buy the market and not short the market. And we have seen 1,300 points up in Nifty. Honestly, I never expected in such a short time we will get this 1,300 point move, when I was telling to buy the market and not short at 24,100 Nifty level. But right now I am very clear, having seen this move of about 1,300 points on Nifty, and in this short period of hardly 2 weeks, at current level, general advocating buying, I am not in that camp where I will be buyer at current level in general. Market will be very stock specific, and I am making a very strong comment that yes, at current level, Bank Nifty will outperform IT as a sector. Till now, what we saw was other way around. Bank Nifty was underperforming and IT was definitely outperforming. You will see the other way around to happen from now on, and in coming weeks, I expect IT to definitely underperform from here, and I also see banks definitely outperforming the market. Market will be very stock specific, and I won't be surprised to see some amount of profit booking from these level. One has to be very sector specific and stock specific at current market price. Look at FMCG, look at even Pharma, and you have to be more defensive at current level, and you have to be very sector and stock specific. I feel IT will underperform and banks will outperform. Mid and small cap and in broader market definitely book some profit, and valuation is still a discomfort to me at current level. But then yes, I'm not advocating any shorting in this market. Wait for more triggers to come. But however, one has to be definitely lower in terms of leverage, lower in terms of the risk and the high beta sectors what you were before, and also move from mid and small cap to large cap, and also move from high beta stocks and sector to defensive, something like might be your Pharma or might be private banks, where I still see a lot of valuation comfort, and one has to be very sector and stock specific at current market price.
Right. 2:38 p.m. ladies and gentlemen, we have about 22 plus 30, 52 minutes worth of trade left. Let's just focus on some market spotting in terms of where the action is. Remember, in the morning there were about 660 stocks that were in the green. Now, because of bottom fishing, that number has snaked up to 963. So this is a very positive development. Remember, it's the purchase that is happening at lower levels. Although it is much to expect that even from these levels that the Nifty will end in the green, but we have 14 days of a very sharp run up, and from then on there is this first down day. Sakshi, let's just look at individual stocks. Lots of gains are coming in. This broker setup, the exchange setup, the AMCs, and of course the back end of all exchanges and all AMCs. So the financialization of assets theme is working very well against the backdrop of fears, if I may add, that broking costs will go up over the next couple of months, and you will see some traction coming into higher profit or maybe better revenue. So IIFL Securities 8% higher, 323. UTI AMC is a percent higher. Geojit Financial Services, after that stunning 18% jump yesterday, the counter is at a fresh record high, 7% higher. Religare is knocking up a 5% gain, 281, and of course CAMS and CDSL are in the green. BSE exchanges, BSE, IEX and MCX are doing fantastically well on the markets, and of course Edelweiss 3.2% higher, 113. What are you watching, Sakshi?
Well, Shell, Biocon is something that caught my attention in the F&O space. That's moved up, I think 4.5% high. It's definitely off the low point of the day, and it's moved up pretty sharply within the pharma pack. And after a long while now, days high, 4% up on the cash markets at 376.6 right now for Biocon. Let's get in Rudra to answer. Pharma space, how are you looking at the space overall, Rudra? And Biocon, what's your sense today?
Sakshi, if you remember for Raksha Bandhan to all our sisters and the viewers on that day, I was talking about Pharma and my top pick was Biocon. Yes, at that point of time, Biocon was available to us at around 340-50 zone, and from there we have already seen a move of about 8 to 10%, stock available in futures, and definitely yes, even now the trend is very positive. So my top pick still remains for Biocon when it comes to Pharma as a pack, and I won't be surprised to see Biocon move towards that 425 zones very soon, and definitely yes, in Pharma, Biocon can do good even from current market price. Another stock, if I have to pick from Pharma, it is just a choice between Dr. Reddy and Sun Pharma. Yes, Dr. Reddy is consolidating now. Strong support is at around 6,700. Might be a dip towards 6,700 will be a very good risk reward trade on the long side for Dr. Reddy. So after Biocon, the best pick for me will be Dr. Reddy. And if you see Sun Pharma, again, this is one stock which has been just moving with higher top, higher bottom formation, and it has given a clear breakout above levels of 1,650, and it is sustaining above those levels. So might be now any move towards levels closer to 1,700, 750 if you get any dip. Sun Pharma will also be a very good buy, or even at current market price, I will be a buyer in Sun Pharma. And if you see a very long-term decadal chart over 10 years, these are all stocks which are now giving that breakout and moving up. So I won't be surprised to see a big move from Sun Pharma even at current level. It's a good buy. So I will be picking Biocon, Dr. Reddy and Sun Pharma from Pharma, and this is a sector definitely to be in, and these are my top 3 picks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 242. Again, I'll mark a couple of sectors where you see exceptional gains coming in. And remember, this is happening against the backdrop of a bit of profit booking in the market. But remember, this profit booking again is because you had a weak Wall Street, in fact, a terrible Wall Street. And that selling pressure went through across Asia and came to our shores as well. We've talked about Prism Johnson yesterday. Again, we've seen a rally, 3.8% higher, 182. Remember, this is a mid-cap cement player. Given the strength of acquisitive forces in the form of Ultratech and Ambuja Cement, this mid-cap player needs to be watched with great detail and great interest. 182 for you. And even today, the volume is phenomenal, 6.5 times. About 80 lakh shares. Mr. Rudra Murthy, what are the charts of Prism Johnson telling you?
Shail, first of all, I have to really appreciate and thank for such a wonderful picks what you make always in your show. And when you ask us to see the charts of some of these stocks, looks fabulous on the chart. Now, let me comment on cement as a sector, and I will definitely advocate buying Prism Johnson. It has given a breakout above 175. Last 2 days, the price action has been supported with volume. That is telling me that yes, the breakout above 175 level will sustain. At current market price of 182, it's a good risk reward buy. Buy at current market price, and on dips to levels closer to 177, keep a stop loss of around 170. Look at targets of around 200 to 25 to come on Prism. And also from the same sector, I remember long time back it was India Cement when I was advocating a buy, and we have already seen a very big move. And yes, we got news of Ultratech buying the stake in India Cement, and Radhakishan Damaniji also giving out his stake, all that stuff. But then India Cement has already seen a big move towards 365, and when we recommended it, it was hardly at around 230, 235 zone. But right now for me, Ramco Cement also looks very strong. It is a stock available in F&O, and look at the chart pattern of Ramco Cement. Yes, above 837 it has given a breakout. Last 2 days it is consolidating now, ready for a higher move. I won't be surprised to see 875, 900 to come on Ramco Cement. keep a stop loss of around 830 and look at targets of 900 on Ramco. So Ramco Cement is a buy, Prism Cement is a buy from cement as a sector, and just adding value towards whatever Shail told in terms of the broking stocks or financial institutions, let it be either exchanges or let it be even stocks like IAFL Security or even for that matter BSC, CDSL. For me, definitely these stocks looks very, very good on chart. In fact, if you ask me to pick on the priority list, in fact, I even recommended IEX in our show last time, Sakshi, and I'm sure you remember it was at 190, 195,
Yes.
200 level. From there, already IEX has moved up. Even at current market price, I'm saying buy IEX. 240, 250 will be my target on IEX. And after IEX, some more picks which I'm taking from where Shail left in terms of the financial institutions as a sector. Look at AFL Security for that matter.
Yes.
That looks strong to me. So these are all stocks definitely looking strong. Be very sector and stock specific. In general, I'm still not comfortable in general in market to enter fresh long positions at current level when it comes to trading.
Okay, I will just bring in another space to your notice, and that is the oil and gas space. We have discussed this far and wide even before, and there is no dearth of momentum even now, especially led by the slowing crude oil prices as well. So we are now looking at slipping crude oil prices as well. HPCL, which is now 4.5% up in trade. How are you looking at this entire OMC space, and within that, is it HPCL that you will continue to see momentum in, or how are you tracking the sector?
Yes, Sakshi. In fact, my top pick when it comes to OMC will be Hindustan Petroleum. And if you see today's price action as well as the support in volume, it tells to me that yes, above 430, whatever you are seeing as a short-term breakout, that will continue for some more time. Look at targets of around 475, 500 to come on Hindustan Petroleum, and that will be my top pick from OMC, followed by BPCL and then IOC. So it will be Hind Petro first and then BPCL and then IOC. Yes, again I'm telling, crude oil further from here can come down. I see it settling somewhere closer to $62 to $65 per barrel, and even from current level another 10% downside is still there in crude oil, and that will definitely lift OMC stocks, and it will also lift a few other stocks where crude oil is the basic raw material and the cost of that raw material is close to 50-60% for them. Especially look at paint industry for that matter. Stocks like Asian Paint can do even good from current level, and for me even FMCG or even for that matter aviation stocks. So these are few other sectors which are definitely beneficial because of crude oil prices coming down. Look at even something like Pidilite for that matter. These are stocks which are definite blue chips. They have not performed now for a long time, and now crude oil prices coming down is very positive for them. So I'll be buying Asian Paint, Pidilite, OMCs like just now we spoke about HPCL, BPCL, IOC, and even for that matter I spoke about few other stocks which can do good like Indigo from aviation. Every dip on Indigo is a buy for me. Buy it at current market price, buy it even 500 rupee higher. 2 years from today you will see 5 digit in Indigo, that will be 10,000. So for me, these are stocks which you have to buy when crude oil prices are coming down, and you have to ensure you will trim your leverage, you will trim your high beta stocks at current market price, move into defensive, wait for correction, have some cash in your portfolio or even in your trading account, have some more dry gunpowder left to fire. And I feel at current market price going high leverage and going full on is not advocated. Be very defensive and stock specific at current market price.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at 259, 249. Let me just show some interesting data for you. Let's mark a company called Tata Metallics. This is doing a very strong show over the last 2 or 3 sessions. We've seen fairly strong delivery patterns, and the counter is now trading 1.8% higher at 1110. I'll also like to mark Ujjivan. This is 589.5. The counter is up 2.6% as of now, and a very strong delivery outlook yesterday. 29.83 lakh shares were traded. The delivery was about 20 lakh shares against an average of 5 lakhs. So Ujjivan is something that you can look at. The other interesting counters are Thanga Mile Jewellery. Remember, you have a very strong move coming in Kalyan Jewellers, and Thanga Mile is an equally good South Indian chain for jewellery. A very sharp bounce that was seen in the morning is now sort of getting a bit sold into, but needless to say, 2377 is a record high, and at this level you see today's volume being somewhere like 24.23 lakhs. This is the highest that I see since at least 18 months. So please keep an eye out on this breakout and this price action that's happening on Thanga Mile and Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. A good kind of market is right there in front of us, and Sakshi, the Nifty. Now losses are in double digit only, 99 points. The index itself is again trying to test 25,200. I'll request the PCR to fire an intraday chart. From the low of 25,085, we've improved to 25,180. So a 90-95 point uptick is what you've seen during the day. It will be very, very interesting to see the Nifty close above 25,200. Sakshi.
Okay, got it. Rudra, I'll bring up some interesting data points for you, and then you can tell us, how should one really move forward right there. Tomorrow onwards, there's going to be a lot of thought and corporate actions that are going to take place for a number of companies. The ex-date for some of them will start from tomorrow. So for an Aarti Drugs, it will be a buyback ex-date. Sapphire Foods will be splitting 10:1. On 6th of September, we'll be seeing VST Industries with a bonus of 10:1. Of course, for tomorrow, we can't forget how Reliance Industries will be also mulling the bonus as well. Then we also have on 9th of September, Franklin India's bonus 1:1 will be coming in. Jacob's buyback will come in on 10th of September. So whole host of data points that we have to keep in mind, and actions will be taking place. 11th September, it will be Andhra Paper, which will be split into 10:2, and insecticides will be also bringing its buyback as of 11th September. For these particular companies, how are you really going to be looking at the opportunities in front of investors? Any key stock that struck your attention there?
Sakshi, except Reliance, few other names, whatever you have told, I don't track them closely, and then I can tell you, might be look at Aarti Industry, lot of profit booking is seen in that counter. I definitely don't want to buy them. And if I see few more names, whatever you have told from the list, yes, post the bonus announcement what Reliance has already made, and 2,990 has been a very strong breakout zone. I know Reliance did not perform and it consolidated now for a very long period, and at current market price you are getting a good entry. So keeping a tight stop loss of 2,990, I'll be a buyer in Reliance, looking at target of 3,100, 3,150, and yes, that is one counter which can do good from current market price. And as I told, banks will outperform, and if I have to pick some banks, look at Indus India Bank, look at even HDFC Bank, look at ICICI Bank. Yes, these private banks can do very good. I am not touching PSU banks, and in general also PSU valuation is a concern for me. I have been putting this cautious note on PSU banks, and also on PSU in general, and we have already seen good correction from the top in PSU. And what I see is, yes, it was easy for me to say buy Nifty when it was 24,100, and after seeing a 1,300 point move, up move, now at current market price telling you to buy, it is like someone has run already a 2,000 meter marathon, and after running a 2,000 meter marathon, you are asking him or her to again start another 2,000 meter marathon quickly. Now what happens is you need time to take the breath out and the effort whatever you have already made, having run a 2,000 meter marathon, I'm not bearish on market, but what I'm telling is these are not levels to go aggressive buy. These are not levels to go and buy any stock, any sector. You have to remain in defensive. I'm not shorting this market, nor I'm giving any short call, but I'm very, very cautious here. And also having seen the fundamental data, look at what is happening in China and look at even US for that matter. If Nvidia stock has corrected 25% from the top where it was, I'm sure this will not be one kind of an event or a one-day event and everything will be all right from next day. Might be yes, after seeing a 10% down move yesterday, today we might see some recovery in Nvidia. But I am telling the overall trend, once it changes towards the negative side, you will see some more amount of froth getting out of market. And I am now seeing even FII, DII is buying every day, but still markets are not moving from here. So I will be very cautious on markets. Actually, we will see it might be a day, 2 or a week from now on, and we will talk about this again. But then I am saying no shorting this market, but reduce your leverage, reduce your high beta stock exposures, reduce mid and small cap, and these are times to stay defensive, and these are times to have some cash in portfolio, have some dry gunpowder, and be very stock specific. Even now, if you want to go long, go in IEX, look at Biocon, look at Hindustan Unilever, look at ITC, look at Indus India Bank, look at HDFC Bank, look at Reliance. So move to large cap, not to mid and small cap at current market price. And even in large cap, I can even name some more. Look at Grasim for that matter. So these are all stocks where you still have some comfort. And in general, I am avoiding definitely PSUs, and valuation for me is definitely a concern here. We are not seeing Canara Bank, or we are not seeing, let us say, SBI, or even for that matter PNB at earlier levels. They have all moved 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and even we have seen many general stocks from PSUs, whether it is your rail stock, defensive stock, they have all moved enough. So for me, unless you have a 5-year perspective from now on, I will be very, very cautious in this sector in general, and you have to wait for opportunity, and valuation always acts as a catalyst. When you get a negative trigger, valuation will act as a catalyst to take the markets down. And let me make a very good statement. Sell when you can, not when you want.
Okay.
Right, Mr. Rudramurthy. With that, we'll thank you, sir. This has been an educative half an hour as far as managing your portfolios and managing trades are concerned. Thank you so much for your time, sir. We look forward to inviting you again. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Shailen. Thank you, Sakshi.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, let me mark one stock that you all have heard Mr. Vineet Bojlinkar talk about, and that's Marksans Pharma. He was with us on 16th of August. I'll request the PCR to fire a long-term chart of Marksans Pharma. Today the counters hit an all-time high of 268 on a very strong volume show, and even when Vineet was with us on 26th of August, he had mentioned Marksans at 238. Again, successive record highs. Please do consult your financial advisor when you see Marksans as a potential candidate for your portfolio. He had mentioned that you just might see a multi-bagger return at 238 as well, but again, these are long-term holds. We have with us Mr. Kunal Parar, Vice President for Technical Research at Choice Equity Broking. Namaste Kunal ji, स्वागत है आपका. How do you see this mild bout of profit booking now in the markets? I am sure this is a very welcome step for long-term chartists such as you. Anything that catches your fancy?
Well, good afternoon, Selji. Well, we talk about today's move. No doubt, we have seen some, gap down opening based on global cues. But overall view from the present level is like a bound decline only. So if you talk about Nifty side, right now Nifty is trading at 25,170. one can get into the Nifty right now at present level. If we talk about support side and downside, support comes at 25,050, and if we talk about upper side, then first level that we can see in upcoming trading session where 25,400, and if Nifty breaks these 25,400, then 25,600 would be there. So this is the Nifty's call from my side. But if we talk about particular stock side, then no, 2 to 3 stocks are there where I am seeing a very good upside momentum. First is Uflex. If we if we pull out the Uflex chart right now, Uflex is trading somewhere around Uflex is trading somewhere around 781, and it is giving a breakout of its range bound momentum. So one can get into the stock at 781 with strict SL of 750. If we talk about target size, then first target comes at 800, and if stock breaks this 800, then 860 would be there. So Uflex is the first where I am seeing a good upside momentum. And second is Torrent Pharma. If we talk about Torrent Pharma, the way stock has been trading since last few days, right now stock is trading above all its long-term moving averages. Today, stock is giving a very good upside momentum with more than 1% of bullish momentum. It also took the support of its previous top. So we can see a very good upside momentum from the present level. The said counter. Right now, counter is trading 3,470. SL would be at 3,390. First target would be at 3,530, and if stock breaks this level, then we can see very good upside momentum even up to the level of 3,600. So Torrent Pharma and Uflex from my side.
Okay, got it. Well, good afternoon to you, Kunal, and good to have you with us. I also wanted to get a sense on the entire FMCG pack as well from you. Where would you keep your focus? Would you stick with an ITC at this current juncture, the stock which hit a record high level in the last couple of days? Or would you actually move to the mid-cap FMCG names? Where do you see money moving to going forward?
Well, overall, if we talk about FMCG counters, FMCG itself is performing very well since last few days. And if we talk about ITC, then yes, ITC is outperforming the overall benchmark indexes. Right now, if we talk about ITC, right now it is trading at 63,800, and further upside momentum that we can see in this FMCG counters. 2 to 3 stocks are there in which I am seeing a very good upside momentum. No doubt ITC is there, but Dabur, Hindustan, Unilever, BBL, Colpal, all are performing very well. But I am betting right now on Dabur. So right now Dabur is trading somewhere around 650, up by 2%. So if I pull out the Dabur chart on a daily time frame, stock is trading above its 50 EMA, 100 EMA. Stock also took the support of its temporary bottom, which was placed at 635 level, and it is right now trading at 650. So one can get into the stock at present level. We will keep the SL at safer side at 630. Right now stock is trading at 650. So 630 would be a SL. If you talk about target size, then first target would be at 665, and if stock breaks this 665, then 700 would be there. So Dabur looks very attractive on a daily chart. If you talk about another stock, it's a BBL. Overall counter looks very attractive. Right now stock is trading 1524 level. Already took the support of its previous bottom, trading above its 20 mm, and I am seeing good bounce back in the counter. So right now stock is trading 1520 with strict SL of 1480. One can get into the stock. However, if you talk about near-term target, the first target would be at 1580, and if stock breaks this 1580, then 1610 would be there. So Dabur and BBL looks very attractive from FMCG counters.
Fair point. 304, ladies and gentlemen, we've entered the last half an hour, the last lap as far as the Nifty is concerned for today's trade. It's actually Biocon, it's doing very, very strong. 377 is what we have on the screen. I just wanted to see what's the open interest on Biocon. Okay, this is 5.8% higher, and is it amongst the top traded futures? Well, not yet, but suddenly you have a 2.8 times the rise in futures trading as far as contracts are concerned. Biocon's size, the lot size is 2500. To you, Kunalji, what are the charts of Biocon telling you at 380? We are at the beginning of FNO expiry, and Biocon is one stock which has sort of failed many times to on the long side to sort of give any sensible returns. What are the charts telling you as far as this week is concerned?
Well, if we talk about Biocon, particularly daily and weekly time frame, both looks very attractive. Right now, stock is trading 377, and it is trading near to its it's a temporary resistance which is placed at 378, 377, 378. Right now, stock is trading 377. So let's say in upcoming trading session, stock gives a breakout of this 378. Then we might see very good upside momentum from that level, even up to the level of 410. Not only this 410, but even stock stretches its momentum up to the level of 440. So it's a clear buy signal, but with condition applied. So if stocks sustain above this 378 level, one can get into that level with strict SL somewhere around 355. First target would be at 400, and if stock breaks this 400, then 450, 440 would be there. So now this time would be related to this Biocon only in mid-cap pharma. It looks very attractive on a daily chart.
Okay, got it. Well, apart from this, let me also ask you, Kunal, on some of the other stocks which are actually not performing. IT space, it's one of the top dragging sectoral index today, but this was the space that was garnering all the attention in the last couple of weeks. It was an outperformer of sorts. People were putting their money back in the IT space. Is there more downside to what we have seen within the IT space today, or are you thinking that this is a great entry point for those who have missed an entry in the last few days within the IT space?
If we talk about overall IT counters, few stocks are there like TechChem is trading in a green, but other stocks right now is trading in negative zone only. But this doesn't mean that in near term we may see some correction or profit booking, because this rally just has started in the IT counters. We have seen very good upside momentum in Infi, TCS, HCL Tech, TechChem, LTTS portfolio. All the stocks have performed very well. But if we talk about today's trading session, we are seeing some minor correction. We are seeing some minor profit booking. But this is not which this is not for which we are betting right now. We are waiting for at least short term to medium term, and one stock is there. Name is Tata Techno. Okay, the way stock has been trading since last many days, it is trading above its 20 days moving average. Its trend is just turned to up from bottom. Okay, right now it is trading at 1058 level. So it looks very attractive, particularly on a daily chart. One can get into the stock at 1058 level. If we talk about SL side, SL comes at 1000. If we talk about target side, first target comes at 1100, and if stock breaks this 1100, we can see a very good upside momentum up to the level of 1180 in a single stretch. So yes, from the IT counters, Tata Techno looks very good at a present level with strict SL of 1000.
Okay, Sakshi, I'd just like to mark another stock, another index. I'll request the PCR to kindly please fire the NIFTY 500 index. This is the broader index that we have. An intraday chart will be very helpful. Remember, it opened gap down, and today's low was 23,605, and this at the moment is 23,710. So you can well imagine the kind of buying that is happening at lower levels. You see a very sharp bounce back. In fact, 140 point, 130 point definitely bounce from the intraday low, which was 23,605. And I have some interesting data which I'd like to share on NSE 500. Let us see which are the top contributing stocks which have run up fairly sharply as far as NSE 500 are concerned. Okay, in terms of top contributors, it's Hindustan Unilever, Asian Paints, and Reliance and HDFC Bank. that have pulled up the index from its intraday lows, and it is now doing pretty well. Let's look at the bank Nifty, whose weekly expiry we are tracking with great interest. Nifty Bank, as I have pointed out since morning, one second, where is Nifty Bank? Nifty Bank, Nifty, yeah, okay. HDFC Bank has contributed 34 points to its positivity. AU Bank 10%, 10 points. It's ICICI Bank actually which has sort of seen a very heavy profit booking. 172 points in the negative is what ICICI Bank has sort of contributed to Nifty's 303 point fall. Strength in Divi's Labs actually record high 5098. DLF is going strong, 0.5% higher. In fact, a very strong theme is running across the realty space. Oberoi Realty 1785, 1% higher, and of course DLF as what I have mentioned. Kunal, I'd like you to take a view on Bharat Forge. This is a stock that we often don't discuss, but it's a very, very strong defense play. What are the charts telling you? Now 2% higher at 1601. The record high is 1804.
Well, Selji, if we talk about this particular counter, right now counter is trading at 1600 with gaining momentum of more than 2% in intraday itself. Stock has a very good strong support somewhere around 1550, and if we talk about this particular support, stock even before took the support of the same and made high of 1650. So from the present level, I would say it's good for creating a long entry at 1600. One can get into the stock at 1600 with strict SL of 1540. For safer side, we will keep SL at 1540, 10 point below from the support level 1540. And if we talk about target size, first target CLG that we can see in near term, that is 1650. And if this time stock breaks this 1650, then one way in a single stretch we can see a momentum up to the level of 1770. Yes, so from my side, it's a buy recommendation with strict SL of 1540.
Well, Kunal, another space is the entire NBFC broking space that's been like in the thick of action, be it the housing finance companies or the broking companies. They are the ones that are garnering all the attention today. So in broking, you have Geojit, you have IFL Securities, all of these stocks are actually up and about. In the NBFC space, you have PNB Housing, you also have something like an Awas Financiers. You have Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance that have been moving up, SPFC Finance. How are you looking at these spaces, these two spaces? One is the NBFC space and the other is the broking space with Geojit, Edelweiss, or IFL, all of these stocks moving. How are you navigating your moves here?
Well, during today's trading session, not only today's trading session, but since last few days, we have been observing a very good upside momentum in this, broking sectors. If you talk about ILFS, Geojit, Angel One, and all. But right now, I am not suggesting to go for a long position particularly in these counters, because risk reward is not that much of favorable for creating any risk positions. But yes, definitely, I'll say that if you have a position in any of these stock, please hold this stock, because after a long time we have seen that RSI has entered into an overbought zone, and if RSI enter into an overbought zone after a long time, it's really that we can see this counter based on this mathematics. So yes, if you have a position, then hold these stocks. We can see very good upside momentum even for the present level. But if we talk about few stocks like Awas and other stocks, then Awas looks at this level looks very good from the present level. Right now, the stock is trading somewhere around 1740, and it has taken a support of its 1650 level. Now this support was previously acted as a strong resistance. Now this has become a good support level. So yes, from the present level, ours looks very attractive on a daily chart. One can get into the stock at present level is strict as of 1650. If we talk about target size, and first target comes at 1830, and if stock breaks this intermediate resistance, then further upside momentum would be there up to the level of 1920. So amongst the other counters, particularly in finance, ours looks very good with strict SL of 1650.
Okay, got it. So that's the entire.
Sakshi, I think the gods are listening.
Yes, Shell.
And the reason they are listening is that the Nifty is above 25,200.
Yes.
Let's hope for a close above 25,200.
Yes.
Remember, this is one of those critical days where you will see the inherent strength of Indian liquidity and Indian investor demand for quality stocks. So the pain came in from overseas. There was nothing you could do for the gap down. But the moment it hit 10 EMA on the Nifty, and the moment it started to sort of look that this is not going to go down further, you have a very, very strong move coming in. Sakshi, I'll give you very interesting data, and Kunal will appreciate this. If you break the Nifty's trend into 30-minute candles, so you have 4, 8, 12 candles. Each candle has a higher high and a higher low. So all during the day, all that the market has done is use this opportunity to buy into what is a God-sent gap down. Ditto for Nifty Bank. Look at the low today. The low was 51,260. We are at 51,420. So again a 180 kind of a buying enthusiasm. And I'll, as I have mentioned, the best thing is to do look at is the low of NSE 500. You will see how buying support is coming in. 23,758 on NSE 500, now down just 30 points. The day's low was 23,605. So buying across the momentum, whether it is banks, whether it's the main index, whether it is the broader index, all across the board. Sakshi, it's been a great day.
Absolutely. And more stocks actually coming back into the green, pulling themselves from the low points as well. Let me just go to Nifty next 50 movers. We'll find some more names right here. So of course the paint stocks are higher. You have Berger Paints now up 3.7%. Avenue Supermarts is up 2.5%. Insurance space is buzzing with ICICI Lombard up. ICICI Pru Life also up in trade. So that's the space that's buzzing. Adani stocks, some of them are coming back for sure. Adani Green is 2% higher. Ambuja Cements is 1.5% up in trade. Then you have Trent, that's again moving 1.2% higher at 71.32 currently. Shell was mentioning the liquor space stocks in the morning. So United Spirits is still up 1.5% higher in trade. Some such names are actually coming back. Varun Beverages has already been highlighted by Kunal, is also up and about in trade, and some of those defense names are also still up and about. Kunal, would you buy this bounce, the ones that are showing uptick in the defense pack, or would you still stay, to see whether the trend sustains on Mazagon, on HAL, on BEML? These are the stocks that have actually started to buzz. GRSE, Cochin, some of these stocks have actually started to buzz from last 2 or 3 days, and the momentum continues even today. How are you looking at this defense pack?
Well, overall, this defense pack looks very attractive, particularly on a daily chart. Not only this daily chart, but if we talk about short-term, medium-term, long-term, this defense counters looks very attractive for medium-term to long-term. In recent days, we have seen some sort of correction from its all-time high level. We can say we can say it was a profit booking only, but now it's time to get into these stocks. Particularly if you talk about HAL, BEML, BEL, GRC, Cochin Shipyard, Muscat Dock, and all. The way government is working, particularly on these defense counters right now, we are on a net importance, particularly in defense stocks, but I think the way government is working in near term, we will be like defense export, particularly in net to net. So you can imagine how this stock will perform in after these changes. So at present level, if you talk about HL, yes, HL looks very attractive. BL looks very attractive. Bharat Foods looks very attractive. Mazgaon, Cochin Shipyard, all the stocks looks very attractive. So rather to give particularly any counter for long suggestions, I think it would be like good if you create a portfolio where you can add all the stocks. Okay. For somewhere around 20 to 25% margin after your 100% margin. I think that perform very well, and it will be like rebalance, particularly balanced portfolio. So yes, it's a thumbs up from my side for all these defense counters, all these defense stocks.
Okay, we were mentioning those liquor stocks. I do see some news reports that are indicating that India is going to be shipping 8,000 crore rupees worth of alcoholic beverages over the next few years, is what the information is. And this is an information from APEDA, that's the Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. This is the Commerce Ministry's arm that has said that India currently ranks 40th in the world of alcoholic beverage exports, and this could be on a surge going forward from here, and therefore you see some momentum coming back into the entire space, be it USL, UBL, Global Spirits. They've all rallied in the last few days. Even Tilak Nagar Industries, Radico Khaitan, these are the stocks that have been buzzing. So probably some big export opportunities coming in for the Indian alco-bev space, players right there. So keep an eye out on that. Anything that looks promising, Kunal, within that pack?
Yes, one stock is there. Name is United Spirit. Stock is trading at 1499, and stock has already given a breakout of its flag formation at 1450. Stock is trading about this level. So it means that we have already gotten the confirmation for this breakout, and from onwards we might see very good upside momentum, or we can say upsurge will be there during upcoming trading session. So yes, it would be like a good opportunity to get into the stock right now at 1494 with a strict SL of 1400. Yeah, SL is at little bit bigger level, but do not get worried about this SL, because we might see very good upside momentum in the counter during upcoming trading session. First target would be at 1580, and if stock gives a breakout of this 1580, then 1700 would be there. So as per the risk reward is like in a favorable level for creating a fresh position. So yes, among this liquor counter, United Spirit looks very good.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's 3:22. It's been a fantastic day. I'm just hoping for a close above 25,205. Any doubts that you had over the last 14 days, whether the rally had strength, whether the rally could go on further, have been laid to rest today. A very strong move coming in after the gap down, and all sensible players that you can think of have used this opportunity to deploy liquidity across the board. No matter what you look at, has ended up very sharply from intraday lows. If anything at all, just look at the Nifty 500. Sakshi, if the market were open till 4 p.m., you would have seen a green tick on Nifty 500, down just 0.15%, 36 points lower at 23,752. The low is 23,605. So it's an easy 140, 145 point uptick from the opening quote. We will also keep Mazgaon Dock on the radar. This is the top traded counter for the second day in a row. Again, volume is above 3,600 crores, and almost yesterday's gain of about 8% is mirrored today, 8% again, 4815. A very strong chart all these stocks have sort of regained their mojo, and it's Mazgaon that is leading the shipbuilders to greener pastures. Remember, there was a very heavy selling pressure and a very heavy correction over the last 1 month or so, but that's how it is as far as prices are concerned. What else would I like to mark? Piramal Pharma 10% higher. There seems to be more to it. Markson's Pharma 7% higher. More potential likely, and of course PNB Housing. These are all mid caps that have done phenomenally well. I'd also like you to see some stocks such as Medi Assist 10% higher, a record high. Remember, yesterday there was a block deal and new players have come in, and that's added to the fervor as far as prices are concerned. Sakshi.
Yes, at 325. Kunal, any BTST trades from your end or STBT?
Well, the way market right now is trading, one stock is there which looks very attractive. Overall, the way stock is trading, Bharat Forge, we have already discussed about this counter, but I am betting more on this particular counter. If you look at the daily chart, the way stock has been trading in intraday itself and from since last 2 days, I think it would be a good counter to go for long for BTST. Right now, stock is trading 1614, and downside support comes at 1550, which we have just discussed. If you talk about target side, then immediate target that we can see in tomorrow's trading session would be at 1660, and if stock breaks this level, then 1680 would be there. So for BTST, I think Bharat Forge looks very attractive.
Okay.
Last 4 minutes, Sakshi. Let's just wrap this up on a very strong note. All-time highs today, ladies and gentlemen. So many exciting names. For the last maybe 15 days, we've been regularly marking Pharma. Let me just give you some new names. Syngene, 1.2% higher, 880. This is in blue sky territory. What else is booming? Okay. HPCL, you have a very strong move coming into Kims. Sakshi had pointed this out in the morning. Sakshi, 5:1 or 10:1? 5:1. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. The split is 5:1, ladies and gentlemen. It will be effective shortly. Lupin Alchem Labs, we've discussed them threadbare, record highs. And of course, a very nice bout of profit booking on Bikaji Foods. We marked it above 900, 902. It slipped from there, 868. Nevertheless, these gains will come back. United Spirits in good shape, and of course, Kaplan Point. It's just pharma everywhere. FBC and of course MCX. Sakshi. These are the stocks that have done a great service to the market today and have ended in positive territory. One stock that we haven't mentioned since morning is CCL Products, 13% higher, 816, record high. Coffee in heavy demand, Sakshi.
Absolutely, and the right time for us to wrap up the markets to really head for good coffee. It's a beautiful weather out there, and it's raining outside here in Noida as well. So I'm sure everyone will be happier and relieved that the markets have actually not slipped further, in fact have recovered from the day's low. 70 points lower in trade, which is good enough, 25,200. It's respected the levels on the lower side, and it's also giving signs that perhaps there could be a recovery on the way as well. The Nifty Bank ends lower by almost 0.5% on its weekly expiry day, 271 points lower at 51,411. Sectorally speaking, of course, it's the IT and the PSU banks that have borne the brunt today. PSU banks down 1.7%, almost 0.9% of a decline for the IT index today. Metals, private banks, Nifty Bank overall, financial services, consumer durables, oil and gas, these were the winning spaces of the last few days. They've seen profits taken off. Pharma, realty, FMCG and infra these indices remained in the green towards the end of the session. A 3.4% uptick for the India Wix, so that's also calmed down from the highest levels that we've seen today on an intraday basis for India Wix, 14.3 currently. The top movers on the Nifty are Asian Paints, 2.5% higher in trade. You have Grasim, HUL, Ultratech Cement, Sun Pharma and Apollo Hospital. So Pharma, it's the oil and gas, the crude derivative stocks, the cement stocks, ancillaries particularly, and the healthcare space that's been buzzing. Biocon as the top mover further gained strength within the F&O space. It's now up 5.8% higher. HPCL, Berger Paints, AU Small Finance Bank were some of the other big movers as far as the F&O space is concerned. RBL Bank dragged about 4.4% lower in the F&O space today. Federal Bank, Bank of Baroda, Tata Power, these were the stocks that actually dragged within the F&O space. Top losers on the Nifty, well, you had Wipro, Coal India, ONGC, Hindalco, LTI Mindtree and Dr. Reddy's that dragged anywhere between 1 to 3% in trade today. And there you have it. The screen has frozen 25,206 and that's what we expected. 73 points lower in trade for the Nifty, but definitely off the low point of the day for sure. We'll wrap it up at that, viewers. Thanks a lot, Kunal, for being with us on today's special edition, and thanks a lot, Shell, too. And we'll wind up at that note, but do stay tuned on to Business Today Television as we continue to get you all the news and developments from the world of business right after the stock market hours as well.
The storm over Muda scam is still raging, and here comes more trouble for the Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka. The opposition Bharatiya Janata Party has released a set of documents to claim that a trust run by Congress Party National President Mallikarjun Kharge's family was given 19 acres of government land in Kalburgi for free. The opposition party alleges that in 2017, 19 acres of government land was given free of cost to International Institute of Pali, Sanskrit and Comparative Philosophy in Kalburgi, run by the Siddhartha Vihara Trust, managed by the Kharge family. The BJP claims that this land was leased to the trust for a 30-year period. Priyank Kharge was a minister in the state government when the land allotment took place, claims the BJP.
वहाँ इंस्टीट्यूशन कुछ बना ही नहीं ऐसा कहा जा रहा है, कोई पाली और संस्कृत की भाषा के लिए कुछ नहीं